I'm just getting started. A decade flew by so quick. The next decade, I'm going to the moon. I am Steve Hamilton. I am a property developer, entrepreneur, investor, landlord, somebody who has been in the industry for nearly a decade, and I feel as though I have found my calling in life. So I was born in Sandwell, which is in Smethwick, West Brom, but I was raised in Willenhall, which is in Warsaw, and I lived with my mum and my stepdad. I was one of two children. I have a sister. We have the same mum, different dads. Being raised in a council estate, or on a council estate, it has its constraints. You're surrounded by struggling families. 99% of people are struggling on a council estate. And when you're in it, that's your world. You have no idea what's on the other side.
Welcome to Willenhall. Now this is where I spent all of my youth. This is the area that shaped me. This is the area that defined me. This is the area that gave me every single thing I needed to be successful in my entrepreneurial journey. Not necessarily property, but life. A lot of lessons, a lot of things were learned around here, and I'm going to give you a little tour, take you to places that mean things to me, sentimental.
This is where I had work experience, and the gentleman who gave me the opportunity, that was his son who I was just speaking to. His dad was the loveliest guy around here. He took me in, he gave me an opportunity for work experience. Yeah, it's...
Hey mate, you okay? You good? It's a little bit
crazy that he remembers me, and his dad unfortunately passed away a few years ago, but his dad was one of the nicest people in this area, and his son's taken over the company and it's still here all these years later. So this is like a real trip down memory lane today. That's the house I was raised in. That's where it all began. That tiny little room, a tiny little window above number 12 door, that was my bedroom. When my mum and my stepdad used to go to the pub on a Friday and Saturday night, the pub was that pub right there on the corner. And it used to get really, really, really late at night. And we used to get really scared, me and my sister. It was about 14, 13. And they used to be down there and we used to be in the house. And it used to be like midnight, 1 o'clock. And I used to run from that door to here just to look around the corner to see if they was coming up the street, because we used to get scared the later it used to go, because the environment that we grew up in was not good. There was a lot of domestic abuse, there was a lot of not so good things going on. So we knew the later that they came back, the worse our night was going to be, because if they came home after midnight, you know the house was about to erupt. It was going to erupt into violence, it was going to erupt into everything, and we used to get really scared, me and my sister. But it is what it is. It tells me and shows me what not to do with my family. I think that's the key takeaway from that.
Entry?
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah man, I used to follow the channel still, man.
Love that, thank you. You good?
Yeah man, who's the delivering man?
Listen, you keep going.
Yeah man,
See you in a bit.
This used to be the car park. It was our holy place. This is where every football match in the area took place. On that brick wall there, can you see the goal outline? It's still drew on there, look. You can still see the goal outline, which is absolutely insane. All these years later, it's still on the wall. So this is Gough Street. This is the street that made me. Now you imagine I lived here 20 years ago, and the camera is there behind us above my head. They fitted that camera because of how bad the crime was around here, and it kind of gives you an understanding of the area that I grew up in. My mum, being on benefits, always tried her hardest to make sure that me and my sister were okay, and we had everything we needed, and we did have what we needed. But in an area like this, there's always trouble around the corner. Albion Road Junior School. This was the entrance that led up to the school itself. It's not down there. And this was my junior school from 6 till 11. Literally at the bottom of my road where I used to live. I mean, literally it's 2 seconds from my mum's house. And there used to be a green gate at the back of the other side of the street that we used to jump over at night to come in to play football in the it wasn't a football pitch, it was more like a playground, but it was concrete. So a lot of scratched knees, scratched elbows, lots of young lads running around like lunatics. My mum passed away when I was 23 years old. Very difficult because she was very lively. She was a lovely woman. Obviously, I'm going to say that because it was my mum, but she genuinely was. She was a nice person. She was another happy soul basically. She was happy. And what actually happened was Friday night, got a phone call from my mum in the daytime on Friday, and she was like, one of your friends is coming home from living somewhere and he's coming to the pub tonight, so you should pop in to say hello. And I was like, yeah, I'll be there. Well, what time are you going? She said about 7:30. I went home that day. I fell asleep on my bed, woke up about 11 o'clock. Had a few missed calls from my mum. Called her back about 11 o'clock and she was in the pub. And she was like, oh, you didn't come? I was like, I'm so sorry, I fell asleep on the bed. Don't worry, I'll see you, the weekend. Say hello to my mate, and I hope you've had a good night. And she was like, yeah, everything's good. Next morning, got a phone call to say that your mum's been rushed to hospital. We don't know what's wrong, but you need to get to the hospital. So I obviously drove to the hospital straight away. Got there, your mum has had a stroke and she is in a coma. Okay, then
Yeah, it was just...
It was... It was very, very, very difficult because I'm the oldest child. My sister's 2 years younger than me. And we actually had to make a decision whether we was going to continue with life support or we was going to turn it off. And the doctor, I'm very good when it comes to understanding things. I like to speak to people who can explain things to me correctly. I don't like to speak to somebody who can't give me an opinion based on something that they know of. So in this situation, I went straight to the doctor and I was like, right, can you please explain to me what's going on? Because I don't know. And he said, basically, your mum's brain is split into 2. And if she does recover, she will be in a wheelchair for the rest of her life, from what we can see. But it's not good. So I went into my family and I was like, what do you want to do? And everyone was like, one was, let's turn it off. One was, let's keep it, turn it off and let's keep it. But I know my mum. My mum does not want to be here in a wheelchair, full stop. My mum would not want to be a burden, just like me. If the decision was made where I was in that situation, I would hope that my Isabella would let me go. When you've experienced life to the way that we experience life sitting here, having to live that life might not be what you want, but some people do want it. But I know my mum. So I was one that said, she won't want to be here. Well, obviously it was my decision in the end, and I trusted my nan, who's her mum. So if anybody in this world has more say than me, it's the person who brought my mum into this world. Her mum has way more say than me. That's what I believe. And my nan was like, your mum wouldn't want to be here, Steve. I didn't have anybody to fall back onto. I don't have a support system. It was make or break. My back's against the wall. I need to do what I need to do. And it was just, do I want to continue living the life that I was living? And the answer to that every single day was no, but I didn't know about the other side. So the reality point came when I didn't have my mom anymore. I didn't really have a support system. And it was kind of like, do I really want to be doing this forever? Is this the life that I want to live? Can I see myself doing this when I'm 40, 50, 60? And the answer was no. First step towards making a change is always looking at the people around you. So it's always the circle that you are entrusted to. Who are the 6 people, 5 people, 4 people, 10 people that you spend the most amount of time with? And you have to take a look at what they're doing. I was doing whatever I had to do to survive in life. And I got an opportunity from a gentleman in Birmingham who owned a law firm, and he basically just wanted me to be a dog's body. Somebody who would just run around doing whatever he said. And he gave me an opportunity. At first, I wouldn't take that opportunity because I thought, I'm not doing that. That's below me. But it was the only opportunity anyone's ever given me in my life. So I took the opportunity, and it took a few days to take that opportunity. But it was the one thing that I've done in my life that has put me in this position that I'm sitting in today. And without him, there'd be no Stephen Hamilton, as in what you guys see on social media today. Steve Hamilton before today was a rogue, uncontrollable, really didn't care about life. Somebody that just wanted to do whatever he needed to do to survive, basically. And that person is well and truly gone now. His thought processes that he had back then are not the same thought processes that I have today.
A lot of good memories. Sorry, you can carry on. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
You okay?
Can we not get the children up there though?
Oh God, we'll never get children in there, don't you worry about that.
Thank you.
Never in a million years.
What's the situation?
So I'm from here, Gough Street, and I've done all right in life, and they're filming
Hold on a second.
a documentary on me.
No, don't record me.
Oh no,
please.
she's not. He won't record you.
Look at Stay. I'm gonna ask a very. Yeah, it is you.
Who's me?
You, my son goes to St Thomas More,
Yes.
Rio,
Okay.
and he won a PS5.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
we
me.
live just there. I was just
That's
looking at
me.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my son, Rio.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
No, you're very welcome.
He was highly honoured.
That's
and
good.
Yes.
Well,
to
he must
see
have
my
done
son.
something really well to win the PS5.
Yes, he was very, very happy. He called me and was like, Mum, guess what? I've won this. And he come home and told me all
And did you
about
believe him?
himself.
You know when he said he won a PS5, did you believe him? Yeah. Okay, because a lot of parents, when we normally give things away, they're like, they don't believe that someone's just randomly give their kid a PS5, so we get a lot of drama
Yeah,
from it.
see, with my son, he's a very good kid.
So you know he's telling the truth.
Yeah, he's inside, he don't go nowhere. But that makes sense, so thank you very much.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see somebody from around here for my children to look up to and see that.
Hopefully, that's the plan.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for showing my son that there is a higher way to go.
Thank you for coming over and speaking to me. See you in a bit.
My job now is to inspire and motivate the next generation and the people around me. I'm trying to add value to people's lives because I was told once that if you always add value, you'll always get paid. If my mum was still alive now, well, she'd be super proud. I know that for a fact because when I used to do little things that made her happy, she used to say to me things like, you're too smart to be doing what you're doing. You're too clever to be around here, because I was never stupid. That was a difference for me. I always talk about the 1%, and I genuinely believe there is a 1% in this world. And I don't think that people understand what it takes to be in that 1%. It takes sacrifice, it takes every ounce of your body, blood, sweat and tears, drains you. It makes you feel at the lowest of the low, but then comes the highest of the high when you achieve something. But the narrative is money is not attainable. Money is never ending. Time is not attainable. and we have it completely flipped. I want 4 or 5 children. I want a big family. And one of my biggest goals, and I've never said this to anybody apart from Isabella, so this is going out to you guys. My biggest goal is to be 65 years old. Hopefully I'll make it to 65 years old. My other biggest vision in the next 10 to 20 years is wherever I am, my family are there. So if I'm in the UK, I need a piece of land where I can build all my children's houses, and we live on one piece of land together. So, you know, they come home, and we never had that. I never had that come home thing, and I need my children to know that this is your safe place. This is where you are. This is your community. We've got 10 houses, 15 houses. We've got lakes, we've got basketball courts, football courts, indoor gyms, outdoor gyms, swimming pools. This is our world. This is where we live. I try to inspire as much as I can. I try to motivate as much as I can. And I explain it. When you go and you give something to somebody that's never had something and they remember it, and then their parents talk about it, and then someone else mentions it to you, that feeling is a feeling that's irreplaceable. So one thing that people always say to me is, it looks like you've gone from nothing to something. Now, I like that. It makes me smile, but I'm definitely not something. I've gone from nothing to having a dream, to implementing the sacrifices that it takes to live a life that I like, but not to be where I want to be. And my next part of my journey starts right here, because now I'm about to take it to a whole different level, and with every new level there's always a new devil. So my journey is continuing. I'm just getting started. A decade flew by so quick. The next decade I'm going to the moon.